So recovering from a facelift requires a little bit of preparation. It's good to know what to expect. And often what I'll do is I'll show patients before and after photos along with the progression from day to day with what someone looks like. Generally speaking, this is not a painful surgery to have done, and it's not a painful surgery to recover from. However, swelling, bruising, looking like you're pulled a little tight, those are things that can be a little bit disconcerting for patients. And I think that during the recovery process, because they often don't feel like they look their best or they feel like they're stuck at home, I think it can be difficult in that sense that it takes a little time before you start feeling like you're looking like yourself again. And certainly takes many weeks before you feel like you're looking better than you did before. Recovery is dependent to a certain degree on how much of a lift you've had. I definitely think recovery from a mini lift where a small amount of skin is elevated, the incisions are fairly short, is definitely quicker than recovery from a comprehensive deep plane facelift, especially if I've had to put in a platysmoplasty or done eyelid surgery as well. So the amount of surgery that you have usually corresponds with the directly to the length of recovery. Not always. Some patients recover very, very quickly and after a week or two really look quite normal even after a big facelift. And others after a mini lift can still be bruised or still be puffy after 2 or 3 weeks. So there isn't really a way of knowing for sure. I can definitely tell you that there's no case where people recover from a real facelift over a weekend. I mean, that's just not realistic. Generally speaking, the time off work after a mini lift is usually a couple of weeks, depending on how good you have to look at work. So if you're going to be on camera, if you're a newscaster, actress, actor, chances are you're going to want to wait 6 weeks before you do that again. The other issue is the physicality of your work. I don't mind patients doing more rigorous activities after 3 weeks, but I certainly wouldn't want them doing heavy lifting or significant physical activity at 2 weeks. So it partly depends on your job, how good you have to look at work, how physical is your work. But in general, I would say 3 to 4 weeks after a facelift, you should be able to return to work and do really whatever you want. 2 weeks after a mini lift, most people are back to pretty normal activities. I don't think that means that their result is perfect yet. It does take time for things to settle in, for bruising and swelling to go away. But on average, people look pretty good at 2 weeks after a mini lift, look pretty good at 4 to 6 weeks after a facelift. If you'd like to see some other videos, we have some on our site that show some of our facelift patients and what they look like at various stages of their recovery.